Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. We are going to go into the ear section now. So we're going to go and make a new layer. And I'm going to call this ears. And the one thing that we forgot to do last time was to go and choose a low midtone or highlight that's actually in here to get a good color for this face outline. So we're starting to get many things on the page now, and what we need to do is start to lock down some of these. So I'm going to use the face outline in a minute. So I'm going to leave that one open, and then I'm going to go and just lock the others down. So I'm going to go and leave ears open and then lock the others. So this stops us from deleting things by accident or moving things around while we're editing the curves and all the nodes. As you can see as well, I decided to go with a smoother edge for the eyebrows rather than a tick, only because I'd already started to do that with the nose. If I just put two sort of simple lines for the nose, then maybe I'd have kept the same style. This is entirely up to you on your styles. So what we need to do is just pop into portrait now so I can use this and use the color picker. But you can see that the face is starting to come together now that the eyebrows are giving the face some shape. And so it's definitely a female face. But if we just look into here, what we could do later is in the extension section, if you've got time, is to think about the colour of your eyes. And we could go and put an iris in there just and leave the black pupil in the centre, but that's something for us to think about later. So we're going to turn on our portrait, and we're going to go and use the colour picker, which is just over here. That's the letter D. So we can just go and tap D, and it'll choose the colour picker for us. And what this will do is when you click and drag this, you can see that at the bottom, you can see that it's choosing colours, and it's given a radius of what colours are within that circle, within the radius of the mouse. So what we need to do, go into our face outline, and we need to select it. So you can see that there's a square above it, and it's choosing a color. You'll see what will happen in a second. These are actually darker than you think, especially when it goes right across the whole face. So we need to choose something that's quite light, a highlight to a mid-tone. So let's go and just select this, because we are going to have to change the color. Up D, get the color picker, and what we can do is we have to get ready to undo, which is Control Z, and if we select that, luckily the first click isn't actually too bad, but what we can do is just undo this, and you'll see that if we just select that, you can see how strange that particular pixel was, or that radius of mix of pixels is. If I just click that, let's see if I can get, because she's looking too orange there. Actually, if I go and just undo that, like so, go into there. Let's go and zoom out of that. Probably still too dark, to be honest. Let's go and choose something on the nose. That's going to be all right for the moment. I'm going to choose that, because we are going to choose that color when we're going to do the ears. So I'm going to go and select off this and leave her there, like so. And then now we're going to go and just use the pen tool again. But with the pen tool in here, in the ear, we're just going to put a simple line. That's probably about the thickness of this line, just underneath that highlight of the ear. So we're going to go and just go to the edge. This time, bend that around. And I'm just pulling up as I click on this one now, because her ear, I will have to just come down this line here and then double click. And then that was about, yes, and select it and change your stroke. like so. I'm just going to zoom out of there and then start to edit these because these are far too elfin. Too elfin-like. Because we have to be a little careful. And I'm going to put a line in there. Not too straight. And then do the stroke on that. And round the edge. S to select. And see where that's going to go. We're going to have to be a little bit artistic here because of her hair that's in there. And zoom out of there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just click off that and use S to select the ear, and then D for the color picker. While that's selected like this, we can now just go and color the ear in like that. And you can see that that's just the shape of her ear. There's nothing we can really do about that. We could go and bend it back in, but there's no point really. We could go and, if I undo that and put a slight J shape in there, just so it shapes the lobe. I think I might go and do that in a second. Put a J, a little bubble in there, and then this one here, we're going to be a little bit artistic as well because this one's disappeared. But you can see that her ear does stick out slightly on there, just the shape of her ear. Right. This is for you to have a go. If you're following this, have a go as I've done. I'll just try and do your best with the ears. You can see that there is on mine at the darker edge here, just where this bit is. And you can probably just put a blob in there. Look at your own, see what you need to put in, and then use the colour picker to colour in the ears. Right, year 6, as always, good luck.